So here's a brief lesson to remind you how to use scientific notation, that is when numbers are like 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd using a graphing calculator. When we were in class at some point or another, I had many of you check to make sure that you have downloaded this version of the graphing calculator onto your cell phone. It's called Calculator 84 if you haven't downloaded it already. It works for both Android and iPhones, and it's found easily in the Play Store or the App Store. Now, with that in mind, what you need to do when you're typing in things into scientific notation is, for example, if we were going to take something like a number like 3.1 times 10 to the 22nd, you would take 3.01, and then you're going to go and hit the second and this comma key, which is right above the 7. That's going to give you the letter E, whether it's on this calculator on that I have in front of you, or this here. So see how it says 3.01E. At that point, you would just type 22. And so you do the same thing here. And so now at this point, the calculator sees that as a number, which is 3.01 times 10 to the 22nd. The E is calculator code for times 10 to the. You do not need to type times 10. You do not need to type times. You do not need to type 10. It takes care of it on its own. If you were going to divide this number then by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, you would simply hit the divide button. And so on my calculator on my phone, it looks something like this, which I realize is harder to see, 3.01E22 divided by. Then I would just type in 6.02. I would hit the second button, the EE button again, and then 23. So on my phone, that would look like this, which might look something like that. It's hard to see. 3.01E22 divided by 6.02E23. And then I would just hit enter. And when I hit enter, my calculator should give me an answer, in this case, of 0.05. It is possible that if a person puts this into their calculator incorrectly, they might get something that looks like this. Let's see, if they did 3.01, and a lot of times students want to do this. They'll say times 10 and then second E 22nd, and then they'll divide by 6.02 times 10 second E 23. And what they'll get is a really large number, like 5 times 10 to the 46th, or 5E46. The reason why that doesn't work is because you're adding times 10. You're, in the calculator's language, it's saying 3.01 times 10 raised to the 22nd. The calculator doesn't know that you think that times 10 raised to the 22nd should be there. So don't do this right here. We should really focus on this first part right here. So hopefully this is helpful. If it's not helpful, or if you still are struggling a little bit with using your calculator, by all means, please reach out to me. We will help you get through this. But for the most part, this will help you get through this part of the unit.